Welcome to College MIS Matters, the podcast where we uncover the latest news, insights, and innovations shaping management information systems in further education colleges. Join us as we explore data-driven strategies, tackle key challenges, and share real-world stories to empower MIS professionals like you. Let's dive into today's episode. Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of MIS College MIS Matters podcast. So this week is for week beginning Monday, the 3rd of March 2025. So looking first into the latest ESFA weekly news that was published on Wednesday, the 5th of March. It was one of those ones that was quite late. Actually, it was, I think, about past 4 late Wednesday afternoon. Normally a bit earlier, so it really came out relatively late on that Wednesday. So we're going to look at it and look at the significant announcements from that update, the changes, and the unprecedented growth in year student numbers for 16 to 19s. So then we're going to look at the main part, which is about this adult funding, what I call it adult funding chatbot that helps to really give a deep analysis of your adult funding based on your main occupancy reports. So you upload your main occupancy reports in there, and after taking out all personal details identifier, and it does comprehensive funding insights, and looks at various strategic, gives you various strategic curriculum advice and some practical recommendations as well in just a few clicks. So that's the second part. So first we talk about news, then look at this adult funding chatbot that I have done. I'm going to do a bit of a live demonstration. For those just listening on podcast, I'll give as much description as possible. Otherwise, the YouTube channel will have the proper detail you can look at. So let's look at the latest. Let's start off with the latest ESFA update of week Monday, the 5th of March. First, this year, colleges have experienced an unprecedented rise in enrollment in 16 to 19, for a number of 16 to 19 years old, which has led to an increased pressure on resources and budgets. I think there's a lot of submissions that have reported student numbers far exceeding earlier projections, which has now prompted urgent adjustments in planning and resource allocation. So let me just share my screen quickly. We'll look at the ESFA update and we'll talk through key information. So this is obviously for the 1 week, Wednesday, the 5th of March, starts about the T-level study program to register. And the main part we're looking at is the 16 to 19 funding arrangements and the 16 to 19 in-year growth funding for academic year 2024-25. So those are the main parts. And then we'll look at the post-budget grant for April to July 2025. So I think we're just going to look at the main thing where, like I said, look at the changes to ESFA in-year growth funding. So from this updates here, looking at the 16 to 19 in-year growth funding for this academic year 2024, the government is trying to say that due to this unexpected growth, the ESFA has adjusted its funding methodology, introducing an affordability factor um, that may limit the full amount of funding colleges initially anticipated. Um, Institutions expecting growth funding are now likely to receive just around 6% of their initial forecasted amount, which is now causing budgetary changes across the sector. Um, so many colleges are facing difficult situations, such as freeing recruitment, delaying staff pay rises, or reducing support for services due to funding shortfalls. So this is really I think there's the one collector that reported facing, I think, a funding shortfall of about £900,000 compared to the original expectation. This is really highlighting the severity of the situation. Yeah, to be down by £900,000, that is really a lot. Um, so that's the talk about the in-year growth for this academic year due to an unexpected increase in student number for 16 to 19 funding. Um, so uh, so then the government also announced an increase in the national funding rate for band 5 um, for next academic year, um, saying it's going to increase the national funding rate for students on 16 to 19 study programs and T levels will increase by 3.78% in academic year 25-26. And this means a full-time study program student will attract a rate of £5,026, with T-level students attracting higher rates due to this being larger programs. So that's for band 5, £5,026. Pounds. Um, there's been obviously a gradual increase over the years of the of national rate. I think from 22-23, the band rate for band 5 was £4,542. Um, and there was then an increase of 4.64% into 23-24. So it went up to £4,753. So that's one of the biggest increase, about 4.64% increase. Then to 24-25, our current year, it went up by 1.9%. So the national rate for band 5 went to £4,843. Um, so that was so 23-24, it increased to 4.64 compared to 2023. And for 24-25, it increased by 1.9%. From 23-24 to 24-25. And now the government has announced that it is going to increase by 3.78% in 25-26, which means £5,026. So we have 4.64%, 23-24, 1.9%, 24-25, and then we've now got 3.78% in 5,000 in 25-26. So this is like an overall cumulative increase for 22-23 to 25-26 of roughly 10.66%. But obviously this amount, like we all say, has not kept pace with inflation and rising costs. Uh, so obviously the Association of Colleges, the AOC, has strongly voiced concerns that without an increase in funding, colleges may struggle to accommodate future enrollment growth. Um, so this is really a big thing with this increase. Um, with an expected increase of around 25,000 additional learners next year. Um, so these advocacy groups, different groups have emphasized that funding rates must better reflect actual educational costs to sustain quality provision for 16 to 19 learners. Um, so the colleges are really encouraged to actively engage with the SFA consultations and funding reviews, highlighting real challenges and proposing constructive solutions. Um, and also exploration of alternative funding models with increased flexibility or contingency funds, um, which could provide this stability in managing the significant year-on-year student number fluctuations. So that's about the ESFA weekly updates. Um, so now I'm going to go into the funding, adult funding chatbot, which I have created. I know generally with AI, we have like, which is quite expected. Some of you listening might be a bit skeptical about AI tools and its usage. And you might be thinking, why do we need another AI tool when we've already got systems that handle our funding data. Or you're unsure about whether this chatbot, really offers anything new or valuable. Um, well, some of the key difference with this AI chatbot for funding that I have done is that I've specifically tailored it and trained it on very latest adult skills and funding rules and reconciliation processes, and also various performance measures from the ESFA. So it's really been tweaked in that sense. And unlike some standard reporting for adult funding, and this AI system actually proactively analyzes your funding data, automatically benchmarks it against similar colleges, and suggests evidence-based strategic opportunities you might otherwise have overlooked. This way, the chatbot doesn't just tell you what happened, it tells you clearly um, why it matters, and clearly what you can do next. It provides really deep insights, um, predictive analysis, and tailored curriculum and marketing recommendation based on real-time national trends and also government policies, also with employment data, where it is connecting with live real-time data, which is the good thing about it. It connects with live data that is available in public domain. So just like I said, simply put, it is not replacing your existing systems. It complements and enhances them. And also, so it frees up your time and gives you really good focus on strategic decision making and proactive planning. Um, so guys, stick around and watch it in action. And I really genuinely believe you see how it can become an indispensable resource for your college. And it is free to use using the OpenAI Chat GPT. So quite easy. The first thing, because it is using your main occupancy report, it's that it must meets various data protection policies, and your college's data protection policies as well, and various data protection law. And it doesn't need it doesn't need any of the personal data in there. So all those data needs to be removed. It doesn't need it. All it needs is account number in the learner reference number that identifies that one learner, this is the second learner, this is the third learner. So I'm going to share my screen to show the main occupancy report that I've used. And what I did was use the run between formula in Excel to generate numbers within a range that is not our normal a normal college range. For example, you could use a range from 120 to 100 and maybe 300,000. So the Excel generates random numbers within that big range. So that really makes it totally different from your learner numbers, your actual college learner reference number. Um, so what I did was to copy the learner reference number onto another Excel file, got the duplicate numbers, unique numbers, then now use the rand between in Excel and equals rand between to generate unique numbers. And then I now did a VLOOKUP to my main occupancy report to now replace the normal reference number with this rand between numbers. So those numbers became unique. Okay, so I'm going to now share my screen so you can see the main occupancy report um, with the anonymized data. Um, so what we got here is a full main occupancy report where, like I said, for the learner reference number, I've generated totally new range of number. You can see 8832, 287756, 5157, totally different range. So there's no link to any individual learner at all. Uh, I've taken out the unique learner number. It's not needed. Family name taken out, so it's blank. Given names is taken out, is blank. Date of birth taken out, blank. The postcode prior to enrollment is taken out, is blank. Obviously, like I say, you can use you can, if you want to analyze by the learner postcode, you must only put the part one. Do not put the full part of the postcode, just part one. So, for example, just L1 rather than L1 27D or something like that, just L1, or just SN2 or just AL2, just the part postcode part one only. Otherwise, leave it blank and pre-merger UK period, everything is blank as normal. If you have data that links a particular learner and the provider specified learner number, learner monitoring A and B, make it blank unless you want to analyze with those data in there and where it doesn't link to any learner, excuse me, indirectly or directly. M sequence number stays as it is. Everything else in the other part of it stays as it is. And then when we get to software supplier aim identifier in column N, that needs to be blank. It is not needed at all. So blank it totally. Um, applicable funding rates, and the rest of them stays as it is, and so on. M value. Everything else stays as is because there's no personal data that is indirectly linked. Um, so make sure you remove everything. I'm skipped everything, anything. So enter the postcode needs to be removed. The learner postcode needs to be removed. Um, so also for the provider specified delivery monitoring A, B, C, D, if there's anything directly or indirectly linked to the learner, please remove it. Definitely it is not needed unless you want to analyze data with it. And if it doesn't indirectly link to a learner. So please remove it. Um, so anything, and that's it. Then at the end, after the usual column EZ, where you have the official sensitive column name, what I suggest, what I've added, which you add as well, is extra fields, and that can be further used to analyze data. I've added a column type column name, which is dates, under in the FA column. Do you like this? That so you can, if you have multiple main occupancy reports, you can use a date to analyze any trend over a period of time. So you can leave that you add a column the title that I call date, DATE, for that column. Then I've also added a separate column um, called return. Again, so you can analyze by specific return dates. Like there, I could have arrow 7, arrow 6. But the difference is for the dates, if you have like multiple exports over a period of time, and it's not just return dates, return date set, you can analyze by date. So you can see the trend over a period of dates. So that's what the date column on FA is for. And then the date column for return, which is the return, specific return, arrow 4, arrow 7, arrow 6. Um, what I've also added is another column in FC called team. So you can put in the team names in there for each enrollment so it can analyze by team as well and make comparison of the adult skills funding. So I've also added the column faculty as well. I've also added age at start date of course. So if you need analyze by age as well, we can do that. So what I also added is this Excel user field. User field 1, user field 2, user field 3, and user field 4. Uh, Again, this is just added in case you want to add any extra data so you can analyze by it. For example, you can analyze by gender, you can analyze by maybe learners with disability or other fields so you can put the data there. And once you uploaded this file, the chatbot, you can tell it to analyze based on that field. You can say in user field 2, it has this, you tell what the identifier is there and tell it to analyze and group the data by that as well. Um, so that is for that. So for example, in user field 1, I've got the gender in there, for example, male or female. Again, I just randomly made up those gender num just for this purpose of demonstration. Um, then what I've got at the moment in user 1 is if the learner has got learning disability, yes or no. Again, like I said, you can use this field for anything as long as it doesn't directly or indirectly relate to any particular learner. Please make sure you data protection conscious and this chatbot would not be responsible for any data breach at all, please. Um, so so that is the file main occupancy reports, removing every identifier in there. And so it's very important to anomalize the data. Okay, so now let's go to the chatbot. Like I said, it's based on OpenAI ChatGPT and the custom ChatGPT that I have made. So it is free to use. The link is obviously in the description below in the yeah. So now I'm going to share my screen so we can see. Let's do some proper live demonstration. Um, okay, so here we are. So here's the custom ChatGPT adult education funding analysis England. So it's only analyzed for England, obviously. So I'm only looking at the adult skills fund. So where the funding model is 35 or 38. So after you've anonymized data, you now just need to just click on plus to upload your main occupancy report. So that's that you've anonymized. Um, so just add it in there to give a few seconds to confirm that it's loaded. And then you at that point, you don't really need to add anything. Just click enter, click send, and then it's now ask you a question, like I said, very important data protection. So the first thing it asks you is, it tells you is, you must confirm your provided data fully complies with data protection laws and your college's policy. And specifically, these columns must be empty for learner privacy. It leaves a learner reference number there, but it's not that it needs to be empty. The learner reference number must have a number that does not link directly or indirectly to any particular learner. So that's where I mentioned about randomly generate numbers that is totally indifferent or the totally different range for your particular college learners. And the unique learner number must be taken out, family name, given names, date of birth, software supplier aim identifier, and the learner start date postcode. Any of the learner postcode priority enrollment must be taken out. Like I said, during time, if you want to put the postcode, is include only part one, if at all. If you want it to analyze based on the date of birth of the learner. Um, so yeah, then now ask you clearly reply yes to confirm full responsibility. Also, provide your college's name or campus postcode for tailored analysis. So the advantage of putting your actual college name in there, the official proper name, it now uses the nationally available data set to suggest a lot of things. For example, with your college name, it's able to look at the ESFA published college allocation to see what your college allocation is, and then it's able to really give tailored analysis. So now I'm going to click on say type in yes, and then provide the college name. For this, I'm going to put new college Swindon. Um, so I've said yes because I've complied with the data policy, and I've typed in the college name, and I just click send. So once you do that, it now starts to think. And then it says, thank you for confirming your colleague's training. Now, I need one more key detail before diving into the analysis. What was your college's historical completion rate in percentage for adult funded enrollment last year, e.g., 90%? Please provide this clearly as it's essential for your potential end-of-year funding analysis. And the other day is if your previous college's completion rate, is able to use that to forecast the outstanding and the payment completion outstanding completion money. So when it's forecast, it can work out that okay, 80% of learners will complete. So it's now able to add that potential completion money into your data analysis. Obviously, for those from last year, it still uses the achievement rate, but this is just a crude calculation at the moment. Okay, so I'm now going to provide the previous college's previous year's completion rate for adult funded learners. So let's say it was, let's say 87. So I'm just going to type in 87 and click on enter. So then say, brilliant, I've got all I need now. Why not enjoy a nice cuppa while I dive deep into the data? I'll have your detailed report ready shortly. So it begins and also says, I'll now begin a comprehensive analysis of your adult skills fund, ASF occupancy data for new college training, covering overall funding performance and the total funding breakdown by team, faculty, and course level, learner enrollment analysis, looking at unique learners, funded enrollment, most popular courses, enrollment status and retention, attendance, withdrawals, missing achievement, fully funded versus co-funded proportions, and gives you visual representation, word-based analysis that's based on postcode, ONS-linked data for targeted recruitment, course and curriculum recommendation based on national and local trends, marketing and recruitment strategies, maximizing fully funded enrollment, end of year funding and ESFA clawback risk, using your 87% or your completion rate impact, and future ESF government priorities and strategic alignments. And see, because it is using live data, live news. Um, so it says, I'll crunch the numbers and provide a detailed report shortly. Stay tuned. So it then now gives you key initial findings and tells you your total enrollment numbers, um, most popular courses. It tells you what the most popular courses is based on number of enrollments. And then it says that it gives you funding breakdown for the model 35 and 38. Um, it tells you, majority of learners are ESV Adult Skilled Fund Core, non-procure. So it looks at the funding line time. It looks at your completion status as at now, as at the time you did it. So, for example, here it says 55% of learners have completed, 45% are still attending or withdrawn. So, it gives you an analysis. Um, it gives you funding earned. Says, for example, average completion element is £146 per learner. Average achievement element is £17 per learner, which potentially low achievement rates. So it's to give you analysis. So it says fully funded versus co-funded. Say 52% of enrollment are fully funded, while 48% are co-funded. So it gives you a lot of those analysis. Um, so it says next, I'll generate detailed breakdown, including funding by team and faculty, if you have the values there, retention and withdrawal analysis, projected year-end funding versus ESFA clawback risk, word-based analysis, is based on the locality, the town you are, and targeted recruitment, course and curriculum recommendations. So it says, I'll provide a full structured report shortly. So it now gives you the amount by team, the total completion funding. So it does all the different analysis by team. Then says, I'll provide a detailed breakdown of total completion and achievement funding by team. Let me know if you need any specific insight before I proceed with further analysis. So it's kind of giving that check every now and then. So I just say either continue, okay, or continue. If I just type okay and click enter, and then it does further analysis. So it now says analyzing. It is analyzing, thinking about it. So that's good thing about this it sets, this AI tool. Um, it is really very good. So it's now give me funding breakdown by course level, entry level, level two, and so on. So again, now it asks you, tell you it's going to do the next part. So if you need anything, I'll just click OK. So basically, telling to continue the analysis. So it is now doing more analysis now for more details. So like I said, in between it asks you to confirm for it to proceed before it proceeds. So it is now giving number of learners and number of enrollments as well. So it's a unique funded learners are, total funded enrollments are. So it has now given that breakdown. It also says most popular courses by enrollment. So it says, for example, here, it says certificate in counseling skills RQF, 255 enrollments. So it now orders it and looks at to give you an order or the most popular courses by enrollment. So that is really good analysis as well. Again, it asks double check, you click OK. So now given it's now doing more analysis again, as you can see, but you cannot see if you're on podcast, audio only. But you can see this is really good. Looks at live real-time data set. Like I said, this is very, very good. Uh, So very, very good comparison. So it now gives a bit of enrollment status breakdown. Look at how many people are still attending that slum program, how many people have completed, how many enrollments are withdrawn, and also number of missed achievement, those that have passed their plan end date and have not been completed or withdrawn. So it now says, I've provided the breakdown of enrollment statuses, including learners still attending, completed, withdrawn, and those significantly past their planned end dates. Um, so again, I'm going to click, it says, let me know if you need further insights. I'm just going to click OK for it to continue its analysis. So this is really good. It really provides a very good summary of current adults skills funding performances. So very immediate and very clearly presented results highlighting a spare of speed and that it's using. So it's now giving a number of co-funded enrollment and number of fully funded enrollment as well. Again, I'm going to click OK for it to continue. So yeah, so and it gives you, like I said, forward thinking recommendation later. So it's very proactive and research driven. So we'll see that in a minute. So look at number of withdrawal. We look at retention analysis as well. Number of withdrawn, the withdrawn rates and total retained. It gives you retention rates as well. So I'm going to click OK again. Um, so it is analyzing further. And this is really, really good. Like I said, it also, able to link to the ONS if need be, and also, looking at the ESP's performance measures. So now it says end of year funding and ESFA clawback risk. It gives the total completion funding earned, total achievement funding earned, potential completion funding based on your historical date rate you've given it, potential achievement funding, potential total funding for the year, actual funding earned, estimated clawback risk. So it gives you all those, and then I'm going to click OK again for it to continue its analysis. Um, so this, like I said, it's really, really good. And the fact that you can ask a question, I will show you later, ask it questions, interact with it, that's another good part. So it now does a bit of counts by geographical areas. So click OK again. It's now doing further analysis again. So this is, like I said, very, 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 very useful analysis. Um, so it is analyzing more data, keep analyzing. So again, this now looking at life trend, government news, government trend policies. Now this section here, it says recommended new courses based on employment trends. You can see it is looked at employment trends and it now says qualification entry level 3, awarding skills for working in engineering and entry level. It is now giving you recommendation. It's giving the SSA and look at if it is an approved qualification or not, and tells you the action. This is a new course which you know running. It tells you that as well. So it is now recommending courses. Says level 1 awarding skills for working engineering. You can see it is looking at employment live real-time employment data set to suggest courses that you can run based on your college's world. And you can see it's made some really good recommendation here. It look at introductory metal inert gas, MIG welding. So it's recommending some welding courses there. Um, you can see all the different courses it is recommended in there. So this is really, really good stuff. So I've provided recommended new courses based on employment trends and national data, particularly in high demand sectors like engineering, health and social care, digital skills, and construction. You can see, and it's also asked you, let me know if you need any refinement before I proceed with the next stage. Again, you can interact with it, ask him or tell it to, you can, direct it. And that's a good thing about this chatbot. So I've clicked OK there as well for it to continue for the analysis. This is really good analysis that is useful for staff to use. Because it is using your data, using your locality, and looking at any news threads in the public domain. So yeah, it is just presenting fully funded course eligibility criteria. And you can see social media marketing strategies is a Facebook platform highlights success stories of students who enrolled for free using engaging materials and stuff. You can see Instagram use eye-catching infographics showing you could be eligible for a free course, all those things. LinkedIn target local employers and career changers, promote fully funded upskilling. You can see I've provided eligibility criteria for fully funded courses and social media marketing strategies to maximize enrollments. Again, I'm going to click OK. So you can see this is really give you real insights, data, like I said, because it's looking at live trend analysis, employment trends, and any government policies. So again, look at here now. It says future government plans and strategic alignment. See priority area, expansion of free level 3 courses, strategic alignment, increase offering of fully funded level 3 courses in priority sectors. And then in priority area it says green skills investment. So it says introduce green skill courses in renewable energy construction. You can see it's looking at live data, digital and AI upskilling. You see, strategic alignment, expand digital skills provision, including AI and data analytics training. You can see then local skills improvement plans, LSIPs, align course offerings with swinging and wheelchair LSIP. So it is looking at your local LSIP. You can see and say priorities to match that. This is really good. Apprenticeship and work-based learning growth. Strengthen apprenticeship partnership with local businesses. You can say that. So it says, I've provided future government plans and strategic alignment recommendation for the college, focusing on expanding fully funded level 3 courses, green skills, digital and AI upskilling, and apprenticeship. So you can see how it is looking at live real-time data sets. So it says now that all key analyses are complete, I'll compact everything into a comprehensive ASF funding report for the college. And then it brings up a full analysis. This is really good. So you can see this report provides, it says new college training, adult skills fund ASF 24-25 analysis. So it gives a header, then says executive summary. This report provides a detailed analysis for new college trainings, adult skills fund performance for the academic year 24-25. The analysis covers funding performance, enrollment trends, retention rates, end of year funding rates, and strategic recommendations to maximize funding and learner success. So you can see, then goes on to give you the subheadings. One, overall funding performance, total funding end, total completion funding end is this, total achievement funding end is this, total potential funding based on your completion rate is this, and it then breaks down funding, then has funding breakdown by team. So it now gives you breakdown by team, completion funding, achievement funding, then funding breakdown by cost level, entry level, level 2, other. So it does that breakdown. Then now has this another section, number 2, learner and enrollment analysis. So it gives you unique funded learners, total funded enrollment. Then it tells you your most popular course. So it gives that really comprehensive report in a format that, quite very clear and easy to understand. Does enrollment reports, fully funded versus co-funded breakdown, withdrawals. So it goes on to now present this in a very, really good way, um, in a good report. So it now gives a conclusion. Uh, so it now says, would you like to export, download your detailed report? Please specify your preferred format, PDF, Excel, or PowerPoint. So I'm going to just type in PDF, and then click enter. Um, so okay, the thing sometimes it's yeah, the way the pop-up came up. I'm just gonna let's just wait for it to complete the report again. So because why I did it's now making it to run the whole report all over again. So it's going through again, just quickly doing full analysis. Um, so yeah, okay. So I'm just going to click on yeah. So you can see, so it now says on left hand side, your ASF funding report is now ready for PDF download. Click below to export it. So then you have an icon text that says download PDF. It also says, let me know if you need any modifications or another format. So I'm going to click on a download PDF now, and then it says starting download. This happens sometimes where it doesn't download. Just click export, click close that. So I'm just click on download PDF. Sometimes this happens, export to PDF. Um, so just let it run again. Um, so still exporting, writing your report. Okay, so the report is now available for PDF download. So if I click on that download PDF now, start download. Why is it found or found? But these are things that comes about. What you should have then is a downloaded PDF file. So I'm now going to show you one of the example of PDF files that it's downloaded. So bear with me, let me just share my screen again. So there you go. So it now says the have PDF file there. Obviously, you can highlight and export into any format, any file you want. But so that is it. Really, really good analysis. Again, like you said, you can interrogate it more. Let's go back to it now and where I can ask it. For example, let me say, hey, can you suggest courses we can run that we don't currently run, but is run by colleges, colleges not not far from us, or colleges in similar IMD like us. So I'm now just digging deep to integrate more for you to see courses that we don't run, that other colleges around us are running. Um, so yeah, you can see based on offerings from nearby colleges and institutions in areas with similar index of multiple deprivation profiles. So it's now looking at IMD. Here are some course recommendations that put the college name might consider introducing. Agriculture and land-based studies, obviously, so it gives you rationale. It says institutions like tells the college name offer courses in this area, reflecting regional employment opportunities in this sector. So you can see then also says motorsport engineering rationale. Given the proximity to motorsport venues and regional interest in automotive industries, courses in motorsport engineering could attract students and meet local industry needs. Wow, that's brilliant. So you can see it is now looking at the your locality and looked at anything so it can give you local industry, local area specific industry needs. And that's the good, it gives you a link to the source of the information as well. Then here, another suggestion is creative media production and games development. Then it tells you rationale. With the growing digital and creative sectors, courses in media production and game development can provide students with skills relevant to expanding industries. You can see again, they also says esports management and development. And the rise of esports presents new educational opportunities. Courses in esports management and development can cater to this emerging market, providing students with unique career pathways. Again, you can see it is now then health and social care with focus on complementary therapies. You can see it is now looking at live data set with you asking that question uh, and so on. So it gives others implementing these courses could diversify, your college offerings, attract a broader student base, and align with regional employment trends and opportunities. It gives you sources of information as well. So this is the good thing about this chatbot here. You can interact with it, and it now looks at your locality, makes suggestions based on government policies, based on employment trends, and anything else around. So yes, so please feel free to contact me. Like I said, info@fefunding.co.uk. And to make a decision, obviously I'll keep tweaking this as well. But that is so easy to use, give you real-time data, give you, research-driven recommendations, uh, and really very proactive. So you can copy and paste the response into your any document or email. Like I said, generally this could do more, but I just try to make it standalone. Otherwise, I could automate some sections using automated like send email. A lot of things I could do, but I'm just keeping it standalone at the moment, just to avoid collecting more user data. That's just I don't want to collect your emails just in case of anything. But yes, that is so brilliant. It is free to use. Just go to ChatGPT, OpenAI ChatGPT, and you can put your college's main occupancy report for the adult skills funding file, removing any data that could directly or indirectly identify learners. Make sure you keep to your college data protection policies. So thank you once again for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration and the news, particularly this AI chatbot for funding analysis. Yeah, everything is could be developed as usual, but keeping it simple, but very useful as well. Thank you for joining me today for this week's podcast episode for week beginning Monday, the 3rd of March, 2025. Thank you. Take care. Stay calm, stay good, and goodbye. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow and like all the podcasts as well. So to share it, so other people can get benefit of this as well. Um, so yes, so thank you, and catch you some other time in the next episode. So goodbye now. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.